everyone. This is Pastor Amy coming to you from Southgate United Methodist Church here in Lincoln, Nebraska. I have today a couple of very special guests, Peggy and Jackie. I went to the garden earlier this week and met with them, and they have an update for you on all the great things that our community garden ministry is up to. So let's go hear from them.
Hi, I'm Jackie Sanks.
And I'm Peggy Volker.
We are the garden site supervisors here at the 46th and Pioneer Community Crops Garden. Then Southgate has been involved with this garden for 7 years now. We have been site supervisors for 6 years now. We have several people on our garden committee, and we've even added a few extra people this year. So we've got about 10 people that work in the garden from Southgate. I want to tell you a little bit about our garden. So if you can see it in the background, we have the largest community crops garden here in Lincoln, Nebraska. And we have 148 10 by 10 plots. We have 35 gardeners. They come from everywhere in the world. The United States, of course, and we have Nepal, Burma, Iran, Iraq, Nigeria. So we have just a beautiful mix of people here at the garden. And this is a very significant source of food for many, many of these families. Let me tell you a little bit about what we have done for the garden and what really your money has helped support at the garden. So we've made many improvements here at the garden. We have compost bins that have been made. They're down there. That's been about 2 or 3 years ago. We have a tree that was planted. We have the little free library that right now is closed for the COVID-19 pandemic, but we'll get that restocked soon. We have 2 different shade structures here. And picnic tables that were donated by a student at Union College who won a contest. We have the shed that was built first, and it is full of tools. We have a little toy box. That's our new thing. We're going to stock it with toys for the gardeners' children once the COVID-19 epidemic has subsided. And we have, the guys rebuilt one of the crops trailers last year, and they have just been thrilled with that. That's been awesome. We've put up no parking signs around too to make it a little bit safer for the apartment building residents that are over there. Anyway. Oh, and beehives. I forgot about the beehives. What else, Peggy?
And Ken Jefferson put up racks for our hoses.
Oh, racks for the hoses. Forgot about that. There's a lot of work that has been done out here at the garden.
The fence.
Yeah, fence has been fixed. Yeah, there is a lot. We haven't scheduled any work days or picnics yet, but we will be doing that hopefully in the near future. So we'll let you know about that.
Okay, so that's what we've been doing as far as the whole community crops garden. But Southgate has taken on 4 plots. If you look down there by the windsock, and I've got a new one on order. That one's on its 2nd year and it's looking a little dilapidated. But that's where we garden and raise produce. Right now we have garlic coming up, we have onions in, we have radishes, spinach is coming up, lettuce is coming up, we've got cucumbers in the ground, we're getting ready to put tomatoes in, we've got a rhubarb plant that survived, green peppers are going to go in, green beans have been planted, we went to bush beans this year. So we're going to have a lot of Southgate's favorite produce. We also have added just to the east of those 4 plots a plot that we hope we can involve the children of Southgate, planting some mini pumpkins. So we have a mini pumpkin patch starting, and that's a new thing this year. And then across the little way from there, right behind the main fence, we have 2 plots that we're planting to wildflowers for our bees and for the beauty of the garden. And so Southgate's taken on 7 plots this year. We're not all coming down and we've got about 10 people working, volunteering. We're not all coming down at one time. We're not organizing so we can distance, but we had a Zoom meeting and we're keeping in contact, and we are still working in the garden. And if that's something you would like to do, you could just contact Jackie or I, or contact the church and they can put you in contact with us if you want to do some volunteering down here. We keep track of our volunteer hours, and Southgate usually amasses about 400 volunteer hours here at the garden. Probably many more than that, but that's what we've kept track of the last couple of years. What we plan to do with the produce, and we probably won't have any produce for maybe 3 weeks or so, maybe
Radishes
3 weeks. We may have some radishes, rhubarb. We'll let Pastor Amy know when we are ready to have you come and participate in a little farmer's market as such. What we plan to do is harvest it on Saturday mornings. From 9 to 10, we would put that produce out on a picnic table, and for free will offering, you could come down and shop for some fresh produce at a distance from everyone. It'd be a safe area, I think, for you to come do that. What we don't sell, then we take to FoodNet, and they are always appreciative of any produce that we can donate to them. So if you come by, just drive around the back here. You can stroll out and look at the plots by the windsock, and maybe we'll see you down here some Saturday and to pick up some produce.
Well, thanks again, Peggy and Jackie, for all that you're doing to keep our garden organized, and all of you on the garden committee for what you do to have another resource for food in our community. If you would like to join them in this endeavor, if you want to volunteer with them, you can contact them at this email address here on my fancy visual aid, pioneersgarden@communitycrops.org. And they will get in touch with you and let you know how you can help out at the garden. If you are not much for gardening, but you love eating the produce from a garden, then we will keep you posted on when our first farmers market events will be coming up some Saturday here once we have some harvest to share. So we'll keep you posted on that. In the meantime, looking ahead to this Sunday, we will be reading from 1 Corinthians once again, chapter 13. That is also famously known as Paul's love chapter. I'm sure that if it's not ringing a bell now, once you hear it, love is patient, love is kind, these things remain, faith, hope, and love, and the greatest of these is love. That's all included in there. Maybe you've heard it at a wedding. Maybe it's been a source of inspiration to you. And we're going to be talking about that. And as I've been reading it and pondering it for this week, for some reason, I find myself thinking about one of Jeff and one of our favorite bands here, the Foo Fighters. So I'm wearing the t-shirt today. We've seen them in concert a couple times, and you're probably wondering, what does this rock band have to do with Paul's chapter on love? And the only way to find out is to tune in on Sunday to find out. So in the meantime, I hope you are all well, and remember that God loves you, so do I, and I'll see you Sunday.